Welcome back, and you're watching the Evil X channel. Today let's check out the Blitz Strut Tower brace for the A90 Supra. There it is, the Blitz Strut Tower brace. So the purpose of this thing is we want to balance the load transfer from the suspension. So this kind of creates a bridge, if you think about it that way, in between both sides of the vehicle. So during high-speed cornering, the load is transferred more evenly, or if you are on a rough surface. So that is going to give the driver more predictability and a little more stability on the road, especially when turning. But most of all, it just looks badass. I love that. That looks great. One cool thing about this motor is how far back it is set. So for example, if you see where the suspension is, compared to my WRX, the suspension is all the way behind the engine. So that is how they got close to the 50-50 weight distribution on this, because you got that much car in front of the motor. Pretty neat. So that's just going to help balance out the load and look pretty awesome while doing it. Let's take a look of some of the installation process. It's really simple, guys. You only have a few bolts holding this thing together. But let's check out how it went together. Since you like Toyota Supra content, when you get done watching this video, browse through the other videos on my channel and see if any of those interest you as well. And consider subscribing. Thanks for being here. Here it is, the Blitz Strut Tower brace. This thing should be pretty simple to install. Let's see what we have for the instructions. Oh, yes, of course. Yes. Gotcha. Alright. Actually, all that you really need to know is that on the top, on the strut tower, it's going to be an M8 by 50 millimeter, meaning the other M8 by 20 is going to go on the bottom. So on the bottom, you can have this guy takes the larger Allen key, so that will be an 8 millimeter to screw those in. And then on the top, these are a 6 millimeter Allen key. Then where these attach here, going across, that is also going to be the 8 millimeter key on that one. Let's just go throw it on real quick. The only hard part is going to be on this one. You have to actually reach underneath of your fender well and get this bolt and washer on from the bottom without being able to see it. You just got to reach in there and do it. We'll start with the driver's side. So we are going to be attaching to this point on the suspension. And then the front will have the hole right here already ready to go. I think these are going to look a lot better than the nasty scaffolding looking ones that the 2021 model has. I don't know what they were thinking. Those things are fugly. But let's get started on here. So we'll line these up. So Toyota knew the aftermarket was going to be doing these anyway. So they already have the bolt locations, so that's nice. So we'll get our 50 millimeter, and again that will take an 8 millimeter Allen key, and we'll put the bigger washer of the two on the top side. Again, the tricky part is going to be reaching underneath of the wheel well and getting your hand on the bolt and the locking washer from the inside, but we'll get to that in a moment. So we'll just place that in there for now. Then on this side, we are going to have the, I think these are also a 25 millimeter. These are going to be your fatter ones. And it has that big washer on top as well. Get our 8 millimeter Allen key, just screw that in. I have the car pulled outside in the sunlight now. So get a 6 millimeter hex Allen key ready to go on the top end. So you can do this by yourself If your car is lowered, you're going to have to jack it up to drop some weight off the suspension to get your hands back here. But now we got the wheel turned out. So as you see, we want to get to the bottom here. So underneath of this, there is going to be a washer and a nut. Now it's going to be really difficult to hold that in while screwing from the top to get that threaded. Want to see if I can show you where it is back here. So you can see it coming down in front of the suspension there. So you can see where that bolt comes down. So you can fit your hand back there. It's a little bit of a pain. So it is going to be 12 millimeter. You'll want a deep socket to reach up in there. So you get it from the bottom and the top simultaneously, and then tighten that down most of the way. You might want to leave it a little bit loose as you're tightening it, just so as you're putting in the center portion, if you need to make any minor adjustments, you still can. Then once you have it all lined up, then you can tighten it down fully. Once you have the bolt in on the suspension side, just repeat the same steps on the other side. You might want them a little bit loose as you're fitting the center brace. I did that off camera because it's stupid simple. Just line it up. It's got a washer on each side, and that goes for all the bolts. They'll all have washers going underneath of them. Torque specs. So it is listed in here. Doesn't matter if you can't read Japanese. 29 Newton meters, 21.4 foot-pounds. That's going to be up here on the suspension side. Then over here for the center brace, 57 Newton meters, 42 foot-pounds. Right there. Then our bottom guys, 43 Newton meters, 31.7 foot-pounds. Boom. And you're done. Again, just a super simple install, but I did want to share this with you guys anyway. I think just aesthetically this is worth putting on. I think this looks awesome. So guys, tell me in the comments, are you planning to put one of these on your cars? It looks great. Another cool thing, so last time we did the Arma-Speed cold air intake, and you see how it does have the notch for if you were going to do the strut tower brace. Now on the 2021 and up that do have the factory ugly strut brace that goes here, I believe that is going to sit a lot lower. So that's something to consider if you're going to be doing intake upgrades, whether the air box you're getting is going to fit. This Blitz one sits really high. I think you could get any air box, even if it didn't have the indentation, it would fit over that. Another nice thing is when I do need to get to the air filter, I'm not going to have to completely remove this and get back under there. So that's going to be pretty nice. Looking pretty good. So as far as structural rigidity, connecting both sides of the car and balancing the weight transfer as you're moving, look at this thing. The whole car is moving. That thing is solid mounted. That is functional. So that is a real simple install. It is functional and it looks awesome. You can find these a number of places. I think Speed Industry has them, eBay has them. I did get mine off eBay and it did take a few weeks. It was not overnight parts from Japan, but it was worth it. I think this looks fantastic, and the cornering feel is a little bit sharper. I need to put some more miles on this thing to get some more seat time and really feel it, but so far I am absolutely loving it. Hey guys, since you do like Supra stuff, that's why you're here, right? Browse through the other videos on my channel and see if any of those interest you, and consider subscribing. Hey, I appreciate you guys watching. Until next time, I'm out.